It's live.
It's live. It's live. You can't. Coffee Talk live from the left side of the Atlantic. It's Guido, and from the other side, it's
Pilgrim with his tea, and of course you've got to have a cake with your tea.
Cake with tea. Outstanding. Outstanding. Well, the good news is I can edit that for the recording. The bad news is if anyone happened to be sitting here, well,
They got it.
holy cow! Talk about Freudian slip. Well, here we are. We have Coffee Talk. Hey, what's happening, Stickler? Welcome to the show.
Hello, Stickler.
Welcome to the show. All right, so we're going to start off as usual with channel news. What's Guido been up to? Well, yesterday I sat down with For Free Pilgrim, and he's an interesting character. That was a wide-ranging and to me anyway, interesting interview. So I will have that out on Tuesday. Expect that. That's one of your CCs. So he is not your average gamer CC, I would say. So definitely check that out. 100 Battle Challenge.
What makes him not average then?
He is well, he called himself a working class stiff, so I'll just use those words. Those were his words. And he has an interesting life story. Let me just put it that way. So, and he does an interesting thing for a living. He takes stuff apart essentially and sells the parts and metals and all that stuff. So, very interesting guy. Definitely has a lot of very specific ideas and opinions. Let's put it that way on things. So I enjoyed that.
All right, cool.
So that'll be cool. 100 Battle Challenge continues, guys. I finished the SP1C, so I no longer have to suffer through that thing. Not
I like it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's not.
No, it's not.
I sort of make myself suffer through these things, right? So I'm acting like somehow somebody's forcing me to do it. All right. By the way, I got my coffee. I have dark roast. What do you got?
I have Royal Blend yet again. Every Sunday I have my cup of Royal Blend. Her Majesty sits at the same time as we do. She sups from her china mug watching the Twitch. You might see her name come up.
So if you sit at afternoon tea, you know the Queen is having it at that.
She's having the same time, mate. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Holy cow!
They are.
By the way, we started late, and I'm blaming it on you, Pilgrim.
Yeah, of course, I'm the full guy.
Well,
I knew this from the start.
My understanding is there was a time glitch in Greenwich. At Greenwich Mean Time. So
hence the tank clock. See, just so you can tell what time it is in the UK. There you go.
Oh, it's it's nuclear right there.
There you go.
Nuclear. All right, so I ended up 5th in the SPIC. The Cheeto, I got edged out, man. I'm on 2nd place. Got edged out by I don't know what that name is. Koist Bodar, something like that. So that continues, and the next tanks up are some of the tier 6 and 7 German medium tanks, which I've enjoyed quite a bit. You will notice that I have this very ugly tank in my garage. This is the KV4 Kreslavsky. I purchased that. Yeah, you will notice I do not have my 20,000 bonds. I gave up on ranked, and I pulled the trigger on the Kress and the IS5 object 730.
Right.
So here's an interesting thing about these. I had been given them as rentals. For some reason, I had a battle in the IS5. I think I was given a rental with it or something. When I rebought it, it came with its camo and its equipment on it, which means that when it went away, it never put that stuff in the depot for me.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Which is going to be a great segue for later when we get into what's going on with Equipment 2.0, right?
Yeah, that'll be very interesting because that has an impact. And Todd, yes, I've been chat banned, thank you. Until about 3 o'clock this afternoon, so don't you worry.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I've been absolutely mothered by the clan. They've been slating me in the clan chat because they know I can't get back at them.
Pilgrim is a cheeky monkey. All right, so I bought these two. Like I said, give up on ranked. We may talk about that. For free interview, we talked about that. Oh, guess what? 2,000 subs. I'm over.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's at 2.1, which means they're rounding it up to what?
To 10.
Okay, 2010.
That's the 10 people who actually watch it.
Oh, now.
No, it's 2010. Yeah, it's 2010.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. I also made the front page, guys. I made the front page of, well, sort of the Wargaming NA website anyway. So if you, I'm going to switch it over here. If you go to the BTSV, where's that thing? Ad. I'm going to try to bring it up here on with Chrome. If you go to the BTSV ad, which is in the news section, you'll notice that right there is Guido's tank review of the BTSV embedded. And if I don't say so myself, and I do, it was quite the shill job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Did you watch it?
Do you know what? Yes.
You didn't watch it. No, you didn't.
No. I'm not watching that. I don't want to know about it. He's already talked about it for 5 hours. What's that video for?
It's a tier 3 premium. The shill job was what I said last week. Is you got 30 days of premium. If you're looking at playing the game, you might as well do it with a little tank added onto your 30 days of premium. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. So there you go.
Oh, that's excellent. You're actually famous now.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, or to be fair, it was the best number of views on a video I've had for a while. So I'll take that.
Really?
I'll take that.
Well, no, I mean, to be fair, if that's now, I mean, that's a wargaming site, so everybody who's on the game will probably dip into that at some point and see it, and Guido's name comes out. Great.
Yeah, well, it definitely increased traffic. Anytime that you do any partnership stuff like that, where they link something to their website, it increases the CC's traffic.
Brilliant. Happy days.
Because there's a lot of people that go to this site and don't even know what the hell a CC is, so why would they even worry about looking for it? And they go, oh, there's a clickable thing about that, and they watch it, and they go, boy, that guy's daft. I'm glad I never have to watch him again. That CC contest is over, so I don't know what the results are. I guess we'll find out in the next week or two. Probably Klaus or somebody like that won, more than likely.
Well, I guess if you've got 2.5 million followers or something stupid like that, then it's going to...
Hopefully, if it was one of the really big people, they'd give it away to a subscriber or something.
Now, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
to be fair there as well, though, that little rig would be a pretty good streaming platform if you're going to do the dual PC streaming thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fantastically great computer, but it would certainly push a stream pretty nicely, and you could do it that way.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Todd, I think the offer's over. Todd's just asking about the offer for the BT. I think it's over.
That is over. Yeah. We'll look at it, but I don't think it's still in the. In fact, it's time for that. Why don't we shill right now? We'll find that out for you post haste. That's all I had news wise. You got any news on your side for us?
No, I think we've covered everything. I mean, we've got stuff that we want to talk about, but I've just been. Oh, you might have noticed just that. I've got to throw that in. All right, that's because there's a couple of Brits that'll watch this, especially Cy, who lives down south, so he's a Cockney. Liverpool champions.
My wife's got a great story about that, and this is back from the 80s when she was a teenager. And her family's all from that area, Liverpool, Birkenhead, the Wirral, around there. So she's visiting in the Wirral, and they're all Liverpool fans when they're kids. And she borrowed one of their jackets. She got a Liverpool football team jacket. And she's going into Manchester to visit a friend.
No way.
Oh yeah, so she wears it to Manchester, the American, with the Liverpool jacket. Yeah.
No.
She said,
she's still alive.
Oh, she's like, and there was actually some chatter a couple times, and then they noticed her American accent, and they sort of let it go. She didn't know. She's like, why am I getting all these hard stares?
Yeah.
So this is kind of weird. I'm just a little, teenager. Hey, thanks for the cheer, man. Appreciate it. She's like, I could have died that day.
Good on her, though. Good on her.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Si. I thought you were a Cockney, but if you're from my neck of the woods, you're okay, mate. Si's one of the Brits.
Oh, excellent. Welcome, man. So we laugh about that every time. All right, let's shill, dude.
Let's do it.
I'm in featured.
Are you in vehicles?
I'm in featured. What do we got? Oh, look. Speaking of the British, the Carnarvon AX. You gotta, when you do the. Uh-oh. What happened to the? You still there? Oh man, we've died.
I'm trying it. You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just we don't have any video. That's kind of interesting.
Let me
We
see
are
if I
still
can,
streaming, so we'll
get
just
that to
keep
you.
going. I killed him. Sorry, took him down. Oh man, what the heck? Interesting. Well,
This is live. You can hear me.
yeah, I can hear you, so we're good there. Let me just quickly jump into Discord. Actually, I'm gonna turn the Discord off from the stream, guys, for just a second. Let me see if we can get the cameras back up real quick. This is the dangers of live. Oh, there we go. All right, that's good. You know what? I think that was an OBS. No, it's kind of going back and forth. Interesting.
Is that it? You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Oh, you know what I think was maybe happening? I might have been clicking on stuff randomly somehow. I think we're good though. This may have been my fault,
Okay.
actually. Yeah, it could have been my fault. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not the Brit that got chat banned then. All right,
No,
thank
no.
you, Todd.
I was trying to video ban you. Just trying to video.
Okay.
All right, and it worked
Right,
momentarily.
It did, didn't it? Yeah, Guido banned me. I don't need Wargaming to ban me. I've got Guido to do that.
I think somehow I hit the I don't know how I did it, but I think I turned off the camera somehow as I was moving my mouse around. All right.
We're there.
Where were we? Oh, we were trying to sell the Carnarvon AX, and I was discussing how when you talk in Welsh, you have to.
Yeah, there is a lot of that, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yahida, Pranaunda.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Clonal.
yeah.
All right.
Clonarvon.
Clonal. All right. Beautiful place. I was just watching random. Here's a random tangent. I was just watching videos from the Mock Loop in northern Wales. You know
Yes.
what that is?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
asked me, he's like, "Hey, have you ever done that?" I'm like, no, unfortunately, I never flew in England, but I got plenty of friends who did that. And I'm just watching, going, that would be so much fun.
Wouldn't it just? Yeah.
And all those people like just perching on the side of the cliff, getting their pictures as as the
Well,
jet goes by, they're looking right into
Yeah, absolutely, right in front of you.
cockpit.
There are a couple of places in the States like that where they do, they do the winged fly suits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a flying suit with wings and everything, and they do that. There's a couple of places.
Well,
in
there's
the
Star
States
Wars
that do that.
Canyon in.
Right.
I want to say it's. I don't remember if it's in Texas or if it's the one over in. If it's the one near the Grand Canyon, I can't remember. Or it may be in California. There's 3 low-level areas. Those 3 low-level areas. One of them has what's called Star Wars Canyon, and it's kind of the same thing.
Right.
But it's further away. You really got to kind of, if you want to take pictures, that's a bit of a drive and a hike. That Wales thing is just up up a hill.
It's just down the road, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, where were we? We were selling Carnarvons. So yeah, they're on sale. It's a decent tier 8 heavy tank.
Yeah.
Suffers a bit from low alpha. Decent turret, but not amazing. I think I trust that turret way too much because I feel like I get pinned a lot.
It has a problem being ammo racked. If you need to get the right equipment on it to reduce the amount of ammo racking. But apart from that, I find, in particular in what do they call it, frontline, it's quite useful in frontline.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those parts. I think it's on the B zone.
Hold down wise.
Hold down, it's fine. Yeah.
So so the turret is good, but not super good. Decent tank. I spent yesterday getting ammo wrecked. I got ammo wrecked like 3 times yesterday. It was crazy.
I don't know if people are clicking onto it, whether they've got they've got the essay on what tanks have got and where to shoot the ammo racks, because I'm getting a lot of that as well.
Some people just know.
Yeah.
All right. 432 is back in the shop. There's another one of these 30-day things. This time it's the T51. They may ask me to do a last minute on that, but at some point, it's tier 3. So and it's not a great tier 3, so I'll just leave it at that. 252 is still in there, as well as this little Swedish autoloader. The Scorpion is still in there. These are all good tanks. Nothing wrong with any of them. They've got the new ×5 offers out, and of course the 4005 is still on track. Gold wise, there's nothing to add on that. There are some coupons floating around for people, so it's cool that some of the gold things have coupons, but you can see that if just the pure 25,000, 12,000, is the drip thing still going, or is that gone? It's still going.
Well, I haven't got the drip on mine now, so I guess.
Well, I've got it. Yeah.
You've got it, have you?
Yeah. Did you ever have it there?
No, I had it when you mentioned it last week. I went back and looked at it later on. I thought I don't have it anywhere.
So your region.
So I guess it's a region thing.
I wonder if it's like gambling or something for your region.
Oh, possibly. Yeah, you don't know, do you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They've got to navigate all those different.
I mean, I like the care packages, and they got to go fast. There's little bits and pieces that give you, it's quite, as you say, if you want to start out, give yourself 7 days premium. You can use the all-rounder. We've got it called the all-rounder and so on. You know what I mean? There's nice little packages if you're just starting off.
All right, premium account, standard stuff there. Coupons available for the ones that cost a little bit more. Over to vehicles. I don't think there's much to add to this. These are all the same things we've talked about. Didn't find anything in particular in here that really made me say, ooh. There is a T127, kind of the same idea. This one's $10, but only gives you 7 days. But it also drops 500,000 silver on you and 500 gold. So it's maybe a little bit more flexible than just buying 30 days. But it's like I said, in 7 days, this is one of those, the first one is free crack kind of deals in gaming where they're trying to get you hooked to go to more. I think if you just get the 30-day one, you learn the grind, and if it's for you, it is. If it's not, it isn't. And then you don't get that slow leak thing, which maybe was what they really want, but there you have it. They'll come at you from a lot of directions, man. They, right?
They.
Whoever they are.
Who are they?
Who are
I love it when people say, well, they say the weather's going to be bad today. Who's they? Who are they to be saying the weather's going to be bad?
I don't know who they are, but they're all after me.
I don't know.
They're all after me.
They're all after you, yes. Just you.
Look, it's not paranoia if they are after you, all right? That's all you have to know.
No, exactly. It's only paranoia when they're not.
Right. Except they are. They are.
So they are. Yeah,
all right.
We can twist it.
Specials. All the same stuff, guys. I hard to shill today. This is interesting because I think it's been about a good 3 weeks. We've had mostly the same stuff. The 252, the Swede, the Scorpion, and then there's been some other guest appearances by things here and there. Here's the times 5. They do that every month. So this is the new packages, which are a lot like the old ones.
I've got a feeling that because of what's coming up, in the next couple of months with the anniversary and like the August tournaments and so on, I think they're just holding off on special stuff because we've not seen anything in game really, like conversion rates gone up for the gold, for a bit, have we?
In fact, we talked about it. We're not even sure what the weekend special is right now.
No, exactly. Yeah, what is the weekend special? We're supposed to be telling guys.
We'd have to dig all the way back to the preview for July, and I don't remember what this weekend said. And I don't see times 5s, conversion, tournaments. So let's go to the news section here real quick. And I just don't see the weekend thing. Maybe there isn't something this weekend.
No, I thought there was a times 5, but that's to do with the bundles. There's 5 bundles in August, and it's not.
Last week was the times 2 crew XP. I think it's some kind of crew thing, but I don't know. Oh, here we go. August. No, it's August sneak preview. I don't want that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, do we need to know?
Well,
it's not.
That was the theory of this thing.
We're supposed to be an informative channel, so guys can not have to dig through all the morass of all this information. We're supposed to give it to them.
Yeah, but we're going to unpack the rest of everything, right? That's just details. Maybe somebody does somebody in the chat know what's going on? Don't know. All right, let's move on to the news and various things that are going on. Holy cow, guys! We are about to enter into a definite, very interesting and busy time in this game, especially when this new patch drops. Because there's a lot more in this patch than it's actually kind of coming at you from a lot of different directions. There's a lot of stuff in this patch. If you include Steelhunter getting added in and some other things. Oh wait, did I say Tanks Freedom? I forgot that one. Tanks Freedom 07205 is the What's Next Tanks Freedom 07205. 3-day LT 432.
Yeah, which is not a bad deal.
No.
Good tank.
Tank Rewards starts tomorrow. Remember
Yes.
that. Actually, I think, did they not turn off the rewards for that already? Somebody was mentioning that. I think you've already, if you didn't get your rewards, you're already screwed.
Yeah, so that's finished because I went in to see if I think I was 80 tickets off getting the tank.
Oh,
And it's closed. I was like, ow. If I'd spent another hour last night, I would have had it. But it goes that way.
Yeah. Tank University, guys. This is the last thing we have that has a lot of code. So this is the article right here. So get in here, press this activate button. It takes you to another web page. Then you click that because they already put the code in. Because why would you have to type a code in? And then it says, let's do this again. Then it says thank you.
I did it this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, you do redeem.
Yeah.
And then it says, and then you say continue, and then it takes you right back to the code.
Then you got to go back. So you have to go backspace or whatever it is to take you back, and then press the button again, and you go through the whole thing again.
Well, for me, it opened it in a new tab, so that's appreciated at least.
Oh, it didn't do that for me this morning. You're special. It made me go back this morning. I was like, oh, this is going to take me 5 minutes.
It may be a browser.
Time I don't have.
Maybe a browser thing, depending on which one you're using.
Oh, possibly,
how you have your browser set up.
Yeah,
all right, so Tank
special.
University. You are not special. The AX is on sale, the 30 days for the T15. August tournament missions are up as well. The times 5 bundles. All right. Whew, here we go. We're getting into it. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's just do this news-wise, and then we'll get into the discussion. First thing that we'll talk about is the Polish 6. The new Polish medium tanks are coming with this new patch. So it's going to come off of the T14, as I believe. Yeah. And so it's a tier 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's a premium involved in there somewhere, so expect the premium Polish medium to go on sale. I'm sort of surprised it didn't go on sale earlier. I just thought of that.
You would think, it like they did with the Rudy.
Yeah. Huh. Excuse me. I don't know why they would do that. That's weird. But anyway, we're looking at that. There's the DSPZNs, the buggy. That's an unfortunate name for a computer tank.
It is, isn't it? But apparently it's not a bad tank for what it is. It's a tier 6.
It's a tier 6 with 240 alpha.
Yeah.
So this is on par with those Czech tanks about mid-tier that are running around with those high alpha guns, because the tier 7 has a 300 alpha gun like the P43 TR or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting, so we'll see. The write-ups are concerning me a little bit. It says, where does it say? On the tier 8, it says, powerful gun and 300 points of alpha with gun depression -8. Finally, its good alpha is complemented by great DPM. Oh, great.
Yeah. So even with its mediocre armor, so it's already telling you that the armor's pretty mediocre, but it's giving you all that. Good alpha, great DPM.
Here's what's fascinating is, actually it doesn't tell you what the depression on the tier 7 is, but the 8, 9, and 10 are all -8.
Yes.
So these are basically just designed to be good in their game, and because they're fantasy tanks, there's no limitation on things like depression. So they all got -8.
Yeah. Why not? Keep it equal, comrade.
The tier 10 has
tier 10,
speed. It's got turbo boost. It can go to light speed.
Well, the Soviet T10 has a turn of speed, but what they're saying there is if you put it into turbo mode, you then destroy your ability to snapshot. It really takes the whole aiming circle way out and all the rest of it. If you look at the demonstration video, it shows you.
So what's its speed without the turbo?
Good question. Top speed of 70 kilometers an hour. when you activate it. So what's it without? Don't know. It's going to be in the 60, isn't it? 60.
It says it accelerates faster and its top speed exceeds 70. Actually, I think the tier 10 stats are actually at the bottom of this.
At the bottom. Hi Wayne, happy Sunday to you as well.
55. It only does 55.
Right, so it's fairly slow.
But there's already tier 10s that are close to 70 without losing all their dispersion.
Yeah, without having to have exactly, and also without having to press X. I hate having to press X.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Another tank when I've got to press X. That's just one more thing I've got to remember to do.
Holy cow. All right, so those are coming out. We'll see. That's the least of our worries, to be quite honest. We're going to get into the equipment thing later, but there's 2 articles in a row. Conversion to Equipment 2.0 and then Equipment 2.0 update in 1.1. What happened is the conversion stuff was very confusing, so they issued a even more confusing second article. so we're good.
Yep, that's done it. That's done the job. Everybody will know now. They'll understand it. We'll be quids in.
Everyone in chat, raise your hand if you have any idea what's happening with this. Put your hand down. Nobody knows. Nobody
knows.
Okay, earn more bonds. We'll talk about that as well. Here's one of my favorite things of all time. I just love it. The way Wargaming goes through these things is pretty fantastically awesome. If you notice here, as you're looking at my page, we have on the 28th of July in the year 2020, fair play, cheaters get banned. Stinking cheaters banned.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes.
1, 2, 3 articles later, amnesty for banned players.
You dang nabbit, dirty, stinking cheaters, but it's okay.
To be fair, these are 2 different things, sort of, because they're not giving amnesty to people who ran bots, as I am understanding it. The people who get amnesty are partaking, this is hilarious, partaking in contractual battles, which apparently needs an explanation, because it's, instead of saying rigging or collusion, they call it contractual battles, and then they need an explanation of what the F a contractual battle. When 2 or more players negotiate and engage in a battle with a predetermined outcome. Rigging. So I retract that, because when you say cheaters get banned, and then you give amnesty to rigging, people who rig, that's BS.
It is. And yes, Todd, those people who go crazy in chat and are really salty deserve to be banned for life.
Selling, this one was confusing. Selling accounts, only cases with chat bans. Those banned from the game do not apply.
Yeah, work that out.
I think from the discussion on the forums and what I've gathered in the CC channel, I think this is for people who talked about selling their account but never did.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
those who are actually banned from the game.
Yeah, rage forum posts.
Yeah.
I hate this game. Who wants to buy my account? And they got banned, but they never sold it. I think.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Team killing. Apparently, there's people who've been actually banned for team killing. So let's bring the team killers back in. That's fine.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Albeit they can't team kill anymore.
Right. So they're toxic. They're toxic sludge. Just whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they can come back and do some griefing and stuff. That'll be great.
They might be able to push you off the edge.
Yeah.
That's all right.
There's not nearly enough people pushing me out of bushes.
No, not at all. That's my spot. I'm going to push you into the water. Okay. Thanks.
Come on back, fellas. All right. Nicknames that violate the game rules. Did anyone actually get banned for that? They just got their names changed. Or maybe that was from long ago they banned. I don't know.
Possibly.
Maybe somebody who continually tried to put a name and had like 5 or 6.
I think there was a number of cases where there was some highly contentious political type names.
But I think,
things like that.
well, maybe that was a one strike and you're out kind of idea.
Yeah.
But sure, bring those guys back in then.
Of course.
I mean, if you made a name so offensive that you managed to get banned the first time without a warning, come on back in. It's fine.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll ban Pilgrim of many pilgrims.
We can only hope.
Okay.
They just did. You got chat banned. What are you talking about?
I did, yeah. I got chat banned. I got very salty.
You're on your way, man.
Yeah.
Which brings us to what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Amnesty for Pilgrim and his chat ban.
There you go.
That's fantastic. Hopefully my one forum strike gets taken out too. But it doesn't really say anything about that. I don't know if that's what they're doing. I think they're just
Excuse me.
Here's another one that I'd love to see more of, and I'm just really glad we can give them flooding and advertising in the game chat.
Right. Well, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I've seen people advertising for clans. I haven't seen anybody advertising to sell socks or anything like that.
Well, these are see, here's what I don't understand, because these are generally bot accounts that spam with scripts. They spam things like the selling gold and all the scam things. And you find it at tier 1, you'll get these bots with the scripts with the chat, and they spam, go to this link and we'll plus up your account, or we'll sell you gold for cheap, or whatever scam it is they're doing.
Right, okay.
Why would you unban those accounts?
I know why, because that's like, I mean, somebody's actually trying to make money off that, aren't they? And they probably did make money off it in some way, shape, or form. And now you're just giving them all the goodwill in the world. Well done, Anton Pankov.
I mean, unless it's a case of an individual who was doing it, who was trying to spam their website or something, and
okay.
But I don't know. There's no details as usual. Insulting players and administrators in the game chat. There you go, Pilgrim.
It just so happened that Crazy Boot was on the same team. I called him an arty magnet. So I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you were.
I didn't call him a name.
Oh, now I'm in trouble.
No, I didn't.
There's a quote from Anton. Enjoyable and fair gameplay remains one of our top priorities, except for the very public example of how it doesn't. Together, we've spent a lot of time and effort to create and support a fair, competitive spirit. We do not want the amnesty to negate the work that's been done, except that it obviously is going to, which is why the aforementioned list of violations does not include the use of prohibited mods. Oh, well, thank God you stopped the guys from using mods. Bring in the cancerous griefers. Bring back, and I apologize if that word bothers you. Bring back, I won't say that, the C word. Bring back the griefers. Bring back people who make racist names. Bring back people who flood the chat with scams trying to rip people off. Bring them back. Bring back the people who blabber constant stuff in, not the one-off, which we've all done, but the people who just go crazy in chat. Bring them all back. Bring them back, but by golly, do not bring back people who use a prohibited mod or two.
Yeah, exactly that.
Are you actually serious? No, they're not. They're not. That's clearly not.
Well, no, it can't be serious, because on top of that, this whole thing about communication in battle and abusing people, all the rest of it, they've now introduced a new indicator, information, pinwheel, and all the rest of it. So there's going to be even more pinging of the map by.
I was going to bring that up, and we'll get. Well, we might as well talk about it since we're in the random chat. Can you imagine when this new patch comes out? Because everyone's going to want to test it, and I get it. I'm not complaining. It's just the thing that's going to happen. But everyone's going to want to test it. The map is going to be going.
It's going to. You're going to go. Information overload. Switch brain off.
But it will take a while. It's going to take a while for people to figure it out. So we'll have to give them some little leeway in there, because everyone will be doing the same thing. That's a good point. So various legal violations won't come back. Fraud and spam. Isn't fraud and spam the same thing as flooding with advertising in game chat?
Well, yes. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell's the difference? What's the difference?
I don't know. There's obviously a translation issue here. I don't know.
Maybe flooding and advertising, like for clans, would be brought back, but not. Maybe they are going to keep the bots out for the fraud and spam. But if you got hit for flooding with like advertising your clan or your Twitch channel or something, maybe okay, all right, that's better.
Yeah.
Botting is gone. That's fine.
Yeah.
Prohibited mods, that makes me laugh. Threats of real life violence, that would be a good one to keep out. And then doxing, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Various legal violations. Various legal. So if you run a red light, they're going to ban you from the game.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Various.
Well, anything that's illegal online that's not covered by like threats and doxing.
Right. It's a one-liner that has no substance, but then again, it's wargaming.
It's probably their catch-all for whoever they don't want to go back.
A fair one, yeah.
He really kind of keys in on the mods thing.
Well, I think they like we said last week, they had thousands of bans about clans running mods.
Well, yeah, that was a ban wave. Yeah, we didn't really touch on that, but you're right. That was the article before that said, a bunch of people cheated. You brought it up last week about the VPN thing. It's just interesting that here are positions unchanged. Their use is unsportsmanlike and dishonest. Yet a lot of this other stuff is unsportsmanlike and dishonest.
Well, exactly. Who's putting the definition on it? That's my question. Where is the? I mean, to be fair, when I got my chat ban, let's go into this. When I got my chat ban, I sent a ticket into Wargaming, and they actually cut and pasted my chat. And I went, yeah, fair one. Yeah, okay.
What did you think was going to happen?
Well, I thought they might go, I'm sorry, Pilgrim. No, we got it wrong. You weren't
Pilgrim,
saying
be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Man.
Absolutely. It was just a bad run of battles. It was a bad run of battles. That's all I'll say. It's no excuse. No excuse. It's bad. I should not do it, but it was just one of those occasions.
That's kind of where I am. I'm fair enough. If I go off and somebody hits me for that, all right, you got to own up, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get out of it. I just wanted Wargaming to actually confirm which battle it was, because there may have been more than one battle that I was salty in. You know what I mean? So I wonder which that one is. And then when he sent it back and he said it was the Progetto one, I went, oh, I know that one, yes.
I went up to so many lines, I don't know which one I actually crossed. So. Oh, my gosh. All right.
Oh, dear. Okay, anyway.
That was good. I think we're gonna cover a lot of this later. Let's jump into the UI real quick.
Okay.
Also,
Are we off the browser now? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm catching up on chat. Let's see.
Who we got?
Foulmouth Pilgrim, naming and shaming.
Well, yeah.
Hello, Jimmy. What's happening? We got Jimmy Tracker, Wayne, Todd's in here, Triple M.
All early risers.
Kedgeoff is here. Wayne again. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming by to Coffee Talk Live. We're having way too much fun doing all this. And we're going to now jump really quickly into the missions in the UI, which I have 36 new things happening. Holy cow.
Yeah, that'll be... Have you clicked all your university things? That'll be that one.
That is what it was. You're right. All right, ranked battles missions are still going. Ranked you can still do tonight. So and maybe tomorrow night. What does it say? Monday, August 3rd. No, I think tonight's actually the last night.
Okay.
So if you're playing ranked, make it happen. Anniversary missions during the breather, that's still going on. Oh, okay. Where are we, Pilgrim? What do you got? How many tokens?
For which one? My client has just crashed. Hang on.
Oh, nice. I have 2,580. I'll continue.
Right. Okay. No, I know off the top of my head because I looked at it this morning.
Yeah.
You've got what? 2,000?
580.
2,380.
Nice.
So 300 behind. Check
it
out.
So the anniversary breather phase missions are up. T-57 still on track just for a couple more days, and then we're going to switch. I'm not sure what's next. Medium tank courses. Hey, wait a minute. Are they all together? No, they're not. God, what?
No, this is what I was going to mention it to you today. I thought, oh, here we go again. They're all over the joint again.
Wait a minute. There's 2 on tracks going on.
Yes, there's the FV, isn't there?
They're overlapping, at least from what it says.
Well, they did that with the T57, if you remember, last week.
Well, that's what it is. So it's the end of the T57.
Yeah.
Overlapping with... Oh, they're both going right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize they were doing that. All right, so there's 2 on tracks. That's interesting. Watt Salute, that's for veterans, multipliers. I don't see... Maybe there isn't a weekend. Care Package July, light tank courses, tank destroyer courses. There isn't a weekend event. Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that just... I think because there's so much going on in the next few weeks, maybe.
Huh. Well, there you go. Yeah, okay. I don't really recall that ever happening.
No, not
I suppose it may have.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, Battle Pass. I am on 39, current stage 39.
I am on 20. I
got another 250 bonds. One more. If I get to 40, that'll be cool because I'm down to 1,000. I think my next bond goal is to start getting some improved equipment with bonds from now on.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I've run out of tanks to buy. Other than I could get the Liberté, which is the painted version of the M449, but I've already got the M449. So,
yeah. There is. I mean, if you're a collector, yeah, absolutely. But nearly over 600 tanks, Guido. You won't have space.
I have a problem. I have 612 now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Where are we? We're going to move on to subjects du jour, guys. It's time to dig in just a little bit more and take a few more bites out of what's going on. So we talked about amnesty, patch 1.1. So what's coming with patch 1.1? I'm assuming the amnesty. Did it have a date on it? I don't remember.
I don't know. I've just closed my client down because it's crashing. So
in just a couple weeks. All right. So who knows when that's going to be?
Yeah.
Both are prior to March 24th. Starting August 3rd, amnesty campaign covers permanent bans, both from the game and game chat. Prior to March 24th, you're screwed, Pilgrim.
Well, let me just say, I've got an hour to go.
You are a current criminal, and you are going to serve your sentence.
Yeah, as I should. Yeah, dang it, as I should.
I didn't notice that, so it has to be prior to March 24th. March 25th, you're screwed.
Yes, absolutely. Way it should be.
Oh, it's crazy. All right, so that's the amnesty thing. What else we got going on? We got 1.10, and I'm looking for the list. Pearl River map returns. So we're getting a new map.
Yeah.
We got amnesty coming up. We got a new map. That looks pretty cool. I've looked at the video. I suggest you do so if you want to see what it looks like. Looks very similar, but I know they've changed it quite a bit in the actual details. So we'll see what happens. Oh, people are dueling right on. Someday I need to figure out what those points do for you guys. I need to do something with those points.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what am I going to do with 20,000 points? I don't know.
That would require some forethought, and that's not really my forte right now.
No.
Okay, do we want to get into Steelhunter is coming up? I'm trying to avoid getting to the equipment thing. I'm seeing what else we can do.
I know you are, but it's coming. It's looming large.
Steelhunter's coming up. Polish mediums we talked about. Ranked, I think we went over last week. Like I said, I gave up on ranked. I know people like it, so good on them. Good luck getting the tanks. I hope that worked out for everybody. They're both pretty good. I know the medium's good. I have no idea if the heavy's good, but I assume it's okay. And I think that's it. So really, I think bonds. Did you read the thing about how bonds are now going to be given out?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get them for epic medals and such like, but it's tier 10. It's a tier 10 sell, isn't it? That's what it's all about.
So the thing is titled Earn More Bonds. Well, if you're not a tier 10 player, then it's not Earn More Bonds, is it? And then the title of the article is, or the video is Earn Bonds in a New Way. So guys, what's happening here is, and I think most of you know this, but if you don't, you're not going to get bonds for epic medals anymore, which means you can only get bonds, from what I'm reading here, from playing tier 10.
Yeah.
Now
that stinks to me. Sorry, but it does.
Yeah. No, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more than that. In theory, you're going to get more bonds, because if you're top 3 in a victory, you get 7. Top 10, you get 5. Top 3 in a defeat, 5, and top 10, 3. Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
You can bot tier 10. Oh, top 10. Sorry, top 10, not top.
Yeah, no, top 10.
Okay.
Yeah, in the top 10. Yeah.
Okay, so you can mostly bot tier 10. So if you're top 10, you at least get some bonds. All right, fair enough. I see what they're doing. You can get extra bonds. Each tank can get up to 100 bonds per week.
Yeah, there's a limit to the tanks.
Bond value reset. What's that mean? Every 7 days the value is reset. Okay, every week. Okay. See bonds earned. So you'll be able to hover and see where your bonds are on that tank. Simpler and more profitable. If you're an active player, you'll definitely appreciate the benefits.
Yeah.
If you're not a tier 10 player, you'll definitely not appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah, bottom line, tier 10.
I just thought it never bothered me that you didn't. What it said is, oh, people don't like that you don't know if you can get an epic medal. That's not it at all. The cool thing was, if I got an epic medal, a couple bonds came with it. Why was that a problem? How was that a problem?
It's never been a problem. I mean, I like the fact that I didn't know I was going to get it, and when you get the results at the end, you go, oh, I got 25 bonds for that. Oh, that's awesome. And your bond count starts to go up and up, because you're not even noticing it unless you're focused on it. And before you know it, you've got 15,000 bonds. You go, ooh, wow, that's me. I'm in buying a tank.
I mean, as usual with wargaming, they have a good idea and then they implement it in a weird way. Why not just change the tier 10 bond system to what they have? I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now I know how I get them, because we didn't know how in the past they would show up. Like, I don't know what, obviously if I did better, I got some, but I don't really know how that worked. So there you go. Yeah. It's tied to how you did in the game. Got it.
Yeah.
And leave the epic medal ones for people who are doing other stuff.
Exactly that. I mean, it's fine being in the top 10. You can mostly always guarantee yourself being in the top 10 unless you have a really bad day. Do you know what I mean? So that's fine. But yeah, you're quite right. How are you going to get bonds at any other tier than 10? And those people who don't have 10s or won't play 10s because it's a credit loss, they're losing out twice then, aren't they? That's crazy. But hey.
I want to meet the person who writes these, because I love this person so much. I really do. The cognitive dissonance of some of this. All right, here on the bottom of this article says current bond mechanics. This is fantastic. This is their description of what's currently happening. The average player has to play a large number of battles to achieve this goal. What goal? I'm assuming to get bonds. I'm assuming to get bonds. Yes, and they're going to have to play a lot of battles to get with the new one.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change. All right, so there's a throwaway sentence that means nothing. At the same time, some of these battles won't award bonds at all, because you'll be matched with commanders in tier 8 to 9. Well, yeah, but from tier 8 to 9, now it will. It's not some of the battles. It's all the battles.
All of the battles. Yeah, exactly that. Look, why don't you just say you're never going to get bonds unless you do tier 10? Yeah, no. Where's the wall? I'm going to headbutt it now.
I need my eye poking sticks. Then it says single tier battles don't always earn you bonds, because you may not perform well enough to get at least 400 base XP. Oh, that was the requirement? And if you don't,
didn't see that.
And if your team loses, you don't earn any. So it looks like the old requirement was 400 base and you had to win. Okay. If Lady Luck is on your side, you may earn some bonds for getting an epic medal. So epic medals are just pure luck?
And it's RNG, isn't it?
It's just pure luck.
Just pure luck. That's what they call in RNG now. It's no longer RNG. It's Lady Luck. It's LL.
Oh, LL. Maybe that's a secret. Maybe that's a secret admission of rigging.
Oh, yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
I think it's a secret admission of rigging.
Yeah. Right, where's the hat?
Next time the conspiracy comes out, roll out that sentence. Reworked
Yeah.
bonding mechanic. Under the new system, earning 50 bonds is much easier.
I don't. No, it's not.
Is earning 100 bonds easier? Is earning 23 bonds easier? Why is that number? On
I don't know
average,
what the 50.
on average, you should be able to do it in half the time.
But the thing is, when you quote numbers, you have to quote the percentage of 100. So it should be 100 bonds. How long does it take to get 100 bonds? And then you've got a percentage factor you can put in with easy maths in public.
Well, but their next sentence says, on average, you should be able to do it in half the time.
But what? How long does it take to get 50 bonds? Who knows? It could take you a day. It could take me 4 weeks. You know, where's the common denominator here?
But I suppose that sort of works for each skill level, right? Whatever your time it takes, they're saying the new system will be half what it used to be, whatever your skill level is.
Okay.
But still, it's a very vague thing, isn't it? It's very vague.
Isn't it? All right. But it's basically saying you've got to play tier 10 to get bonds. That's what it's saying. Bottom line.
Yeah, bottom line.
Remove all the crap, excuse the French,
yeah.
But you've got to play tier 10.
I don't like it. It bums me out, man. I don't. And I've brought this up in the CC channel and other places, and I know some people don't care, but it bums me out that everything is so focused on tier 10.
Yeah.
It is. It's just it's depressing. I don't want to sit there and play tier 10 all day. I don't. It's unfortunate. And it's their game, and that do your thing. And it's not like I have to admit it's their game. Obviously, it is, but it makes me not want to play when you do stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's a level of satisfaction in any game, and when that level of satisfaction drops below the given line, people get turned off by anything. You start to go, do you know what? I'm not there, and I don't think you're there, but I've been close at times to go, sod this game. It's just getting too stupid. And then you come back in a day or two and you're fine with it. But a lot of people are going to go, do you know what? It's a money grab now. It's this, it's that, the other. I'm not playing this anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Todd.
It's not.
Todd says, I have 0 tier 10s. That means it will take me infinity to earn bonds.
Yeah.
Todd, I have good news for you. It will take you half infinity.
Oh, there you go. You see?
You're good.
It works.
Half of infinity.
Oh, dear. Seriously.
Execrable, welcome. He says he's got 61. Yeah, I've got them all too. Doubt I'll get that many more bonds, even though I play a fair amount of tier 10. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think because I could get epic. I mean, some of these epic medals are things like Scout and Fire for Effect, but Confederate and some other things. I got a fair number of bonds playing my other tiers.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed that you would hit up some bonds along the way while you're playing other tiers. It just incentivizes. Yeah. It's an incentive to not play the other tiers. I can't wrap my mind around it.
It is that, and all it's done is taken away from the middle set of players. That one thing. Bonds is. I like the bonds idea. I like that it's a special thing that you can get some really nice stuff using it. But now what they've done is they've taken the middle section of the game player base and gone, sod you, you're not having anything. I'm taking all away from you. So, bye.
Todd makes a good point. The Lord Sheen rule.
Yeah. Very true.
I would hope, I hear you, Todd. I would hope that they didn't change that just because of him. I suppose it's very possible. And maybe there's other people that are farming certain things for bonds, but I don't think it's enough to change it to where the rest of the player base doesn't get bonds for other than tier 10. That's just my opinion. You could be right though.
I think it's a factor. I think overall it'll be a factor. I don't think it's the overriding reason.
Yeah.
But it'll be a factor if players are misusing or circumventing to get more than, I don't know, more than what they would normally get on a normal run of battles, then okay, maybe that's a consideration. Sure.
Yeah, S1. He did get a warning, but I don't know where it stands right now. I'm not sure what the current status of it is. It's funny because that was all the rage, but then all of a sudden Equipment 2.0 came over the horizon, and now everyone's forgot about what he's doing.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, well, and Jimmy makes a good point. Everybody has their own play style. So Cody's bad because he's aggressive, and Klaus plays a style and he's bad. Do you know? Yeah. So we've all got our own style of play. You know, generically we could say we're either aggressive or passive, whatever. But if there are outliers, like, you know, the Lord Sheen thing. They are outliers where you had thousands of games where he's suicided. That stands out a mile. You know, that's not gameplay. That's
well, but I mean, clearly, my gameplay style is the one that everyone should play. So
exactly. Which we all do. Of course we do.
That's what everyone thinks, isn't it? It's whatever their style is. That's the universe swirls around me.
Yes, exactly. That's why chat is sometimes so toxic, because people will play their own game and get absolutely slated for it. Not that I've ever done that.
No, you're innocent as a baby over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Little cherub.
Terrible.
May you live forever.
I've got 32 minutes of my ban left. You watched me on
right.
chat.
Oh, so are you guys ready for the rage when his band chat? His chat ban. Oh yeah, it's just good.
Oh dear.
I'm back.
To be fair, what Jimmy's just said about that, I don't know about Lord Sheen at all. But if his stats say something different, you know, than what we're discussing, that's brilliant. I mean, check his stats and then talk about it.
Well, he was farming scouting medals. And saying I'm the best scout in A because I have the most medals. I mean, it is a stat, I guess, of sorts. Yeah. But he was doing it by just raging in, and he was actually attempting to fight, but of course what he was doing was extremely dangerous, and he tended to get killed. He also killed a lot of Artie.
And I guess the other positive to that, Guido, is that he's lighting the team up for your team to take shots.
Yeah, I talked about that with for free.
If people click onto it, they'll get ready. Clarissa's just made a mention there. She's a I'm assuming you're she. I do apologise if you're not. Free to play player, and doesn't have any tier 10s or doesn't play tier 10s. So because it's a credit drain.
Right.
So again, it's taking people out of the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. I mean, why is it always so focused on tier 10?
Yeah.
I say that, and I do understand there is a reason for it. It's part of the design of the game. It's part of their business plan. So getting people to continue moving up, but I think there should be some awareness on their part that people even though people go to tier 10, they still like to play some of the other tiers because they're cool tanks. And frankly, tier 8 is one of the more balanced tiers. Yeah. You know, it just is because it sees 6s and it sees 10s and it can see its own tier. There are problems within it we've talked about, but it's pretty good tier, and people continually go back to it because it also is the grinding tier. And I don't think leaving some bonds for epic medals at the mid tiers is going to do anything to diminish people playing tier 10. And if you just made the change where tier 10 has the new system, that's enough incentive without screwing the mid-tier gamers.
Absolutely.
I think you could have had your cake and eat it too, but they just never do that.
No, they don't. It's very much massive swing one way or the other. Whatever problem they come up against, it's always like massive overreaction or massive no reaction at all.
Yeah, it's always a hatchet when a scalpel could be used.
Thanks, Cliffy. Have a good one watching Silverstone. He's popping off to watch the Formula 1.
All right, man. Oh, nice. Little F1 action. That's good. Okay, let's see. So I guess this brings us to the subject du jour. We've avoided it long enough.
We have.
Yeah. Equipment 2.0.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff that they just kind of... All right, guys. So there's two articles. I'll just call it the page again that you have to dig through. I have been asked several times to break this down. I'm going to break some of it down. To be quite honest, I don't know on some of these things. You guys may have a better idea. I got some clarification in the CC channel on some of the things, but I'm still not sure because it turned into an argument. There's a lot of people that are going to be unhappy with this no matter what happens, even if it turns out to be a great thing. They're still going to be mad. There's a lot of little details in here, and to be honest, I am not sure how this is going to go down. There was probably a way in there somehow to demount stuff, sell some things, and come out ahead. I didn't dig into it because it's too confusing, and the articles did not help. So apologies for those, even though I didn't write them. They're very confusing.
Confusing.
They're very confusion. I am very confused. So let's just dig into it and see what we. Let's just randomly walk in to the what we know is a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah.
Their objectives. Again, I just want to meet the person who writes this stuff because I think their mind is a weird and wondrous thing, and I would like to tap into the mind. As all of the above aspects are closely interconnected, we're conducting a comprehensive rework. True. Our top priorities are: number 1,
simplifying the choice and use of all equipment. It couldn't be any simpler.
Go back to the drawing board. You already screwed the pooch. It's over.
Exactly.
It's over. It's over. Go back. Increasing diversity. Increasing diversity, including various modifications. I will grant them that. At least it appears on the surface. In reality, what happens, we will find out. But I don't think it's as diverse as they think.
No.
Although they've done a couple things that were interesting we'll talk about that might make it so. Make equipment more affordable for low and medium. I think that's true. If only by the fact that, especially at the very lowest tiers, you just simply can't put them on, so you don't have to buy it.
You don't have to buy them. However, the interesting fact on that, let's talk the monetization of this, is that where you've got a price range, for example, gun rammers, the converted gun rammer, which is a generic gun rammer, has hit the higher price mode. So if it costs 300 to 600,000 credits for a gun rammer, depending on which tier you put it on, now the generic version is the higher price, so it'll be 600,000 if you want a class 1 gun rammer, as opposed to could have been 300,000.
Now gun rammers start at tier 5, is that right?
Yes.
I don't think you can put them on. We might come to that. So that's one of the things that's happened.
But they've definitely monetized it on the higher scale. They haven't given you the cheapest price.
So you have four types of equipment: firepower, survivability, mobility, and scouting. Tank classes, each tank class has one of those. That is its priority. Scouts is scouting. Survivability is heavies, I think. Firepower, this is a slot, all right, of your 3 slots. That has a bonus. TDs and SPGs, I believe, have firepower slots as a bonus. That doesn't mean you can't use the equipment on anything. You can use this equipment on any tank. You get a bonus, and you can see that bonus on the right side. So, for example, improvements is +5, +6 if it's in a special slot. Although this is a bad example / good example, because as we discussed last week, a vent exists in every one of the...
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Just what a Car Forever is just saying there about wheelies is the only light with double vision upgrade. We'll come on to that. There's a couple of light tanks which Des Gamer has gone through, and we'll come on to it, that actually put them head and shoulders above everything else.
What has a double vision?
The wheelies.
It has
a double vision effect. If you put the right equipment slot, if you fill the right...
Well, it's a light, so it has a scouting slot.
Yeah.
Are you telling me it has 2 scouting slots?
I don't know. I don't know. Car Forever might be able to explain that. But there are 2 lights in the game that are going to significantly be improved for vision.
That's only that. Well, everything will be significantly improved. Those 2 lights will be the top because they're already the top. Because what you can do is you can put this commander's vision system in your scout slot, and then you can run optics
Yes.
in a regular slot. Which
Well, improved optics. If you get the improved optics, that's the deciding factor on increasing the view range.
Well, I'm assuming coated optics stacks with Commander's vision system.
And then, you would stack it binos, improved vents, Commander's vision system. Then you'd throw food on and a directive. Not quite sure which one.
Well, you could use coated optics if you didn't want the binocs. I mean, you could go, from what I understand, you can go Commander's vision system, optics, and binos.
Yes, you can stack them.
Yeah, let's use all three of them for the maximum kind of thing. Although I don't know. Can you use coated optics with Commander's vision system? I assume so. All right, so is mobility? Are they only on medium tanks? Where is that list of tanks? So confusing.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I don't remember if mobility is for mediums or what's going on that. Survivability is for the heavies. Firepower is, as my understanding, is for TDs. At least for the bonus slot for TDs and SPGs.
Yeah.
The interesting thing.
Sorry, go on.
One of the interesting things that happened here, guys, in the last common test is they took a couple things and they put them together. So if you look at the survivability slot, you have some pretty crazy capabilities on improved hardening, modified configuration, and to some extent spall liner. But especially improved hardening and modified configuration, there's a lot of bonuses in here.
Yeah.
Improved handling, fully restores suspension hit points after repairs. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the tracks, once they get repaired, is fully. You're not half tracked. You're not
hard track. You don't get that little light saying you've still got damage to your track. Well, that's cool.
So it's harder to track you the second time to perma-track people. That is significant.
Isn't it just because if you're in that position where you are just perma-tracking that other tank, a mouse or whatever, so your team can take that. That's not going to happen. He's going to back out of that position straight away. Wow.
So we'll see if that has a major effect on the meta, but it's one of those things that probably has in my opinion, may have a larger meta effect than people really think.
Yeah.
Extra load capacity.
You've been in a position yourself where somebody is sniping you and permanently causing you track damage, and you can't get out of the way. How frustrating is that? The first thing you're going to do is go, bang, I'm out of it. I'm getting away from that. And it will change the game because it keeps you in the game.
Did they get rid of the extra hit points thing? I don't see that here anymore.
No.
Oh, no. Sorry. Plus 10% of vehicle hit points. Plus 8.
Yeah, it's 10%.
Plus 8 or plus 10 if it's in the hardening. All right, so they do have the extra hit points. So there's extra hit points involved as well. Some suspension. So that's a lot of bonuses for one piece of equipment. Modified configuration does a similar thing for the ammo rack. I thought, yes, prevents one fuel tank fire, ammo rack explosion, or engine destruction. So basically, whatever the first one of those is that hits you, it stops it.
Yeah.
So no more, at least with this modified configuration, that first lucky shot that racks you and blows you up with an ammo rack. It stops that one, which is interesting. Okay, so categories for slots, we talked about that. Recognize that tier 1, 2, and 3 have limited slots. This is a thing that's being argued in the CC channel. Some of the CCs are a bit angry because this is a nerf of tier 3.
Yeah.
Right, because you can only have 2 slots at tier 3 and 1 at tier 2 and none at tier 1, right? Is that right? I think that's right.
I think that's right, yeah.
And then we get into the whole magic gun rammer thing we talked about the other day, with some of the premiums keeping the gun rammer, but it's not really there. It's just added into their stats. I mean, if you subscribe to the idea that the EBR FL10 should keep its mobility because the whole class was nerfed, don't you also, if you are following the same logic path, have to let your tier 3 premiums have 3 slots?
Yes.
How is that?
Logic train.
It is the same logic, isn't it? Though I mean, it's So they're worried about. Of course, nobody's going to make too much of a stink probably about Tier 3 except seal clubbers.
Yeah.
So that's how they get away with that. Personally, from my standpoint, I'm fine with them doing whatever they got to do for game balance. I'm not going to. I want the FL10 to get its nerf, even though it's not going to. But still, you've created a precedent, and now again we're in random directions on the precedent.
Well, it feels almost like they're pulling it out of thin air. I mean, Todd makes a great point there. I mean, the Progetto is one of the tanks getting nerfed, and yet they're now giving it a survivability boost by having different equipment slots for it.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's so whatever they're trying to do to balance it in one way, they're unbalancing it, if that's a word.
Well, the Progetto essentially has 4 slots. You know,
yes.
Compared to the old system, it has 4 slots because they gave it they incorporated the rammer via statistics.
Yeah.
And then gave it 3 more slots.
I'm glad I've got it.
Yeah. So improved and bounty equipment will change, guys. This is interesting because the current bonus. Let's see. Which one are we looking at right here? Improved and bounty equipment will grant a bonus superior to standard, even if the standard equipment bonus. I thought improved was better than bounty.
Yes, I did. Or they're both the same.
Well, the chart's only for improved equipment. Where's the chart for bounty equipment? Oh my god.
Doesn't say anything, does it, about bounty?
It's not on there. See this?
Improved and bounty equipment. In addition, improved equipment will grant bigger bonuses than it currently does. Improved and bounty equipment will still grant a bonus superior to standard equipment.
Yeah. I think what's happening, and the chart's unfortunately not there. That's interesting. But example of experimental optics, I think the improved is 13.5 and the bounty is now 12.5. They currently both sit at 12.5. Yes, the improved will be 1% more. And
will be 1% higher.
The numbers are different for each thing, but it's a little bit higher than the bounty stuff. So the bounty stuff will not be equal to improved because we need 3 kinds of equipment.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Don't we? We should have super improved.
We need it to be far more complicated than this.
Then we could have super duper improved, and then super duper duper.
Super duper.
Yeah. And then improved to infinity and beyond. And then if we could just get an infinity gauntlet, then we could just.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as well, what I like of the fact is they colour it purple. But why? Why do they enhance it in a purple colour as if to say purple players? Purple players.
Oh yeah. It's purple equipment. Go purple places, do purple things with purple equipment.
Exactly, with your purple equipment.
All right, so that's part of that. Unifying existing equipment. Now, this is where the new prices are there for Class 3, Class 2, Class 1. The price goes up as you go up in tiers, so that makes sense. Some of these things, here it is. Conversion conditions. I'm trying to find, here it is. At the bottom, the old equipment such as, now remember, we looked at modified configuration and improved hardening, and those had a lot of bonuses.
Yeah.
Those are the things that do not necessarily have analogs. So when they convert, your stuff like gun rammers, vents, yada yada, will just become that type of thing.
Yep.
Whatever class equals to what it was.
Yeah.
So that's automatic. The way you're going to get modified configuration and improved hardening, though, is a lot of the old stuff that nobody used. In the case of modified configuration, you can see it on the screen here. Cyclone filter, fill tanks with CO, toolbox, and wet ammo rack will be modified configuration. That'll be the new equipment. And then enhanced suspension, all types will be improved hardening.
Yeah.
Those are going to be very useful, but I don't think a lot of people have those particular things that are going to be converted.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. So let's do a little thought experiment here. Improved hardening is going to cost what? Does it have that? Yes. Improved hardening, Class 1, 600,000. So that's going to be the big suspension. So it looks like, actually Class 3 is 40,000. So what does what does enhanced suspension for a tier 10 cost? Let us find out.
Yeah.
We go into the store. Actually, we just take a tier 10 tank. That's the easiest way to do it. Find ourselves a tier 10 tank, and we'll Panzer Kampfwagen 7. We click on this and we go, all right, enhanced, vertical, toolbox, large, 500,000.
Yeah.
You can sell it for 250. You can buy it for 5. Well, so in theory, fellas, if you want to save yourself 100,000 silver, you would buy that enhanced torsion.
Yeah.
And is that right? Enhanced torsion, enhanced suspension, all types. Yeah. So you'd buy that enhanced torsion thing, and you'd save yourself 100,000.
Because when it gets converted into improved hardening,
right, which you would have to pay 600 for.
Yeah.
So that probably goes with cyclone filter filled tanks. What does a cyclone filter cost? I think is that a Russian thing? I think it is.
It's a Russian thing, I think.
So filled tanks.
Yeah, that was Chinese. Can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know what that goes on. Is it a light tank thing, or maybe it's a medium tank thing? 430. There you go. It is a medium, at least on a medium. So it's also 500,000, and that's going to get you something that's worth 600, I think.
Right. One did you said there's a conversion article in the other article. You know.
There is, yeah. It's got more info, so that's where we're going next. Yeah. But I'm just purely looking at these. That if you're really trying to game the system, that's the kind of thing you want to be looking for, right there.
Well, you have to do that because of the way they're presenting it.
Yeah.
It makes people want to have to do that to be able to make the credits to be able to do this, because you start to get into demounting kits and all the rest of it. They want money off you. They want credits off you.
And that's what we're going to get to next. Yeah. So go to the other one, the conversion to equipment 2.0. Now this is where it gets crazy. Like I said, I didn't unpack this whole thing because it's very confusing. One of the worst things I think that you're going to run into, guys, if you have a lot of binoculars and camo nets, is after the conversion, to take those off, it's going to cost you 10 gold or a demounting kit.
Yeah.
You may want that stuff to sit on the same things, but you may want to try something else.
And you can't put it back on once you've taken it off if it doesn't belong into that.
If it can't go on that tank.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of choices to make. Here's what I'm not sure of. Will tanks that no longer have 3 slots, will they have their 3 slots until you take the equipment off, or will they just lose a slot?
Good question.
I don't know if that's in there.
It does say about all tier 1 to 3, it will be sent automatically, but that's the improved equipment. Oh, hang on. All improved equipment mounted on your vehicles will be sent to the depot automatically, as well as all equipment for tier 1 to 3.
That's how they're going to fix that. They're taking all the equipment off tier 1 to 3, so they don't have to leave slots. So everything on your tier 1 3 is coming off. Okay, so that makes sense as far as that goes. I don't know why they didn't just take everything off.
Yeah.
Just take it all.
People put their own stuff back
take it all off, convert it, and you're done. I don't understand.
Yeah. Let people just put back on what they want, where they want.
Yeah. They are going to give you some. They are apparently going to give you. This is what we were talking about earlier. This is hilarious again. They're going to give you some demounting kits.
Oh yeah.
But not close to enough. It doesn't seem to be scaled to how big your garage is. There's no thought process of that of any kind. And then, if that's not enough, which it probably won't be, because you're going to want to test stuff. If that's not enough, then there's some missions, of course, to get some. And what else? And what else?
What else? You can go to the shop and buy some. The cost for 50 demounting kits, which is not going to demount an awful lot if you've got 600 plus tanks, is 1.6, 1.7 million, something like that, credits. Unless you're flush with credits, or you go and then go buy credits from the wargaming shop, people are not going to touch these things. I am not going to spend 10 million credits doing all this. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Another blown opportunity to create amazing goodwill with your player base.
Absolutely.
All that
What did you say before about what
all
would
that
be
had
an ideal?
all that had to happen was give us a month of no cost equipment change.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you had to. That's all you had to do, and then your players will figure it out. And then after that month, you can go to the demounting kits and the 10. That's all you had to do. It was really, really easy. Really easy.
And that's so customer focused, isn't it? That sort of thing. Here you go, guys. We're going to give you 1 month, sort yourself out, and then of course we'll charge afterwards. That's great. People will accept that because we live in a market economy. Yeah, thanks for that. That's something nice you've done for us. I don't mind spending $50 on whatever it is to go and get. But what they're doing is typical. Well, we'll just do it this way. I'd sod you.
Maybe there's a technical reason for it, but if you're gonna go through this whole rigmarole, clearly they figured out the rest of the technical issue of changing all the equipment around. So that doesn't seem like a bridge too far to me.
No, because this is a massive change. So they would have worked all that out. They wouldn't have left something as critical as that out of the equation. Surely not. Don't call me Shirley. I don't know. I don't know, Guido. What? I love wargaming and I love the game, but sometimes if I had hair, I would be pulling it out left, right, and centre because I've got no idea how they operate.
Work on the ear hair.
Yeah, all the nose hair, be like that.
So it says equipment that changes under the new system carry a warning icon. You can continue to use this equipment on the vehicle. It is currently mounted, but it will not be possible to remount it after demounting. So apparently, when this changed, I think it's tomorrow, right? Or no, Tuesday. I think is the patch day is Tuesday. I think you will, if your particular vehicle has a piece of equipment that it's not allowed to have anymore. I can't think of what that would be.
No, because they all unless it's the item that is the converted is part of the conversion they're talking about. So if it was a cyclone filter, you can leave it on your tank, it'll still be a cyclone filter, but once you take it off, it'll go in with a job lot of everything else to convert it into
I don't think so, though, man. I think they're just going to convert everything. I'm trying to think of what the example would be of something on a place that it can't use it. Is there equipment that certain vehicles simply cannot use?
Well, there are nation-specific equipment, aka cyclone filter. That's just for Russian tanks.
Yeah, but it was going to get converted to whatever that thing was, and my understanding is everything can use that. Maybe I must have missed something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
I've missed something there. I don't understand what that would be potentially.
Oh, that's a good point. What did Joe saying? It just won't attract a bonus, whatever it is.
No.
So if they convert, okay.
Meaning it's in the wrong slot. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. If you try and put something that is a mobility equipment into survivability, then can you do it? Are you allowed to do that? I don't know. Yeah. Todd says, "Yeah, no, Russian tanks get everything. Of course they do. Fuck, silly me."
So there you go. There's another example of I really don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's probably clear as day to someone, but it's not to me.
No, or to me. So that's two of us.
All improved equipment will be sent to Depot. I hope that also means bonus or whatever it is. Bounty. I hope that also means bounty because I've lost all mine. I would really like to be able to find it.
You didn't know where it is.
How come they didn't? And I haven't seen the UI, so maybe it's in the UI. I hope they've set it up to where you can find stuff in the UI now. That would be nice. There should be a list of where all your equipment is and what tank it's on and all that.
Well, you would think that would be. They're going to do a bigger change like this. You would think that would be. Well, that'd be a good idea. I don't think anybody's thought of that one, to be honest. Do you know what it says to me? And I'm totally wrong in this because I know this is not the truth. But it says to me that those developers that are creating this sort of stuff very rarely, if at all, play the game.
Well, people have said that forever.
To a great extent.
Yeah,
because we're almost stating the obvious here, and you would think, don't they get that?
I will say that for guys like you and I, we play it so much that we have a knowledge level that the average player, at least, or a knowledge usage level that a lot of people don't even bother with. So it's not usually developed for us. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, no, that's a fair one. Yeah.
But rarely do they listen to us. Not that you should always listen to players, because oftentimes they're full of it. But if
But I considered opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is how we see it personally. That it would affect us personally, and maybe not the game. But and we can't be in a gang of two. There's got to be hundreds, if not thousands, of people who feel the same way. Surely, because it's a basic game mechanic that's been changed.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, okay, great, change it, but explain to us how it's working. Don't penalise us for it, and then and give us some credit for our own opinions on it. I don't know. I'm not a businessman. I don't know.
So I'm still stuck on that equipment with a warning. What exactly they're getting at? Unifying existing, dividing equipment into classes. Don't know. Well, unless it's in the wrong slot.
Equipment that changes under the new system carry a warning icon. You can continue. I think we're coming back to this. If this equipment, for example, a toolbox, is no longer going to be a toolbox.
Yeah.
But you can leave a toolbox on your tank and it'll still be a toolbox. But with an icon to say, once this is demounted, it'll be then put into the great big bundle of everything to make the changed kit, whatever the changed kit's going to be.
So you think stuff that's mounted is not going to change until you take it off and put it in the garage? I don't think that's right.
That's how I think it is. If they're not going to take it off for you, if you're going to leave it on your tank, it'll stay on your tank until you take it off, and then it'll be part of the bundle that changes to hardened equipment. Or that's how I'm seeing it.
Equipment whose class will change compared to the current vehicle type will be indicated with a warning icon. Feel free to use this equipment on this specific tank, but it will not be possible to remount it. I don't know, man. I think that's more with the slot thing. I don't know.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because it's not clear. They haven't explained it really.
If any equipment was mounted on a vehicle for which it can no longer be used in the new system, for example, due to a different vehicle type, it will be automatically moved to the depot and converted.
Okay, well that just then it flies in as a contradiction to what they're saying.
Oh man,
about the.
My understanding is all equipment can be used on anything. It's just whether it gets a bonus or not.
Well, it gets a bonus, yeah. I mean, you can stick it anywhere you like, as long as you're not bothered about the bonus.
Is there actual equipment you can't put on other classes? Well, okay, maybe. Because that is true. That's true. For example, vert stabs. Vert stabs can't go on every tank.
No.
Interestingly, they're not changing. By the way, they're not changing vert stabs. Those are
gun rammers don't go on auto loaders.
Gun rammers don't go on. But that shouldn't be a problem because they're not there anyway.
No.
Progetto's a good example. I wonder if the gun rammer is going to sit on everyone's Progetto. And give it an extra second.
Yeah. I'm going to get 2 Progettos. In fact, I'm going to buy a fleet of them.
Because the follow-on to that is it says some vague thing about the next patch they'll be removed.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, I got a headache. This is giving me a headache.
Yeah, I'm running out of tea here. It is very, very complicated.
There are pieces of equipment that, some things can use a GLD, some can use a vert stab, some can use both.
Yeah.
So there is some of that. I can't think of one off the top of my head where this would apply, but you're about to find out, guys, on Tuesday.
Yes. Yeah.
When you start looking at your tanks and you get the little warning icon and you're figuring out what you can put where.
Yeah.
All right, Pilgrim, this has made me tired, so I'm done with this.
Indeed.
I was done with it. It's going to be crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. This patch is going to be kind of nuts. Polish tanks. New map. The equipment, I won't call it a fiasco, but possible fiasco. Amnesty coming up. The bond change. Steelhunter's on its way. There's a lot of stuff going on. This is going to be an interesting patch.
Yeah, this next couple of months is going to be fairly busy.
Yeah. And we will see, because we were discussing this earlier between Pilgrim and I. We will see what these changes do as far as the meta, because there's already a little bit of information out there and some testing going on the test server. Quickie Baby, Des, some other guys have looked at some builds and made some pretty crazy vision builds and some other things that look to be a little game breaking. But
well, we mentioned, didn't we? Quickie Baby and Des Gamers have done the equipment for the Sheridan and the Rhine Metal Panzerwagen.
Yeah.
633 meter view range.
Yeah. Well, and it was more than that. It's the burn through, right? The 445 max is the max you're going to see somebody, but it's the burn through of bushes that's the big deal, and that's what they were showing. That some crazy burn through on bushes. Add to that the fact that the bush coding is a little wonky in this game, and God knows what bushes are now useless based on that new burn through. And this is what you and I were discussing at the beginning, because my problem with this whole thing is not that the Sheridan's getting a boost in vision or that scouts are getting a boost in vision. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that.
Zimbo.
Thanks for the sub. It's not that they're getting a boost in vision. The problem is the game engine is at 500, 445. That's a hard ceiling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So every time you boost vision, it's not like the ceiling boost. You start blasting through.
No. What it's done is broken through the ceiling.
You break through the ceiling. Your game designed us here, and now you're putting stuff up here. Stuff is living outside of your game design, and your maps are too small for that vision. So what they needed to do was decrease everybody's vision.
Yes,
everything across the board.
To give that buff to those tanks that they wanted.
Drop everything.
To make the Sheridan viable, for example.
Drop everything 10 meters, 20 meters, something.
Yeah.
Probably.
Thanks, Carl, forever
probably
for the following.
The fix to making scouts relevant in vision was not to add vision to them. It was to decrease everyone else's.
Exactly, to make them viable. I mean, to make a scout a viable scout, it has to be able to see things that the heavies can't see 50 yards behind you. Because that's what they're relying on. You spotting the enemy first to give your team the opportunity to take that damage away.
Well, and that's true. That's true, and you can accomplish that by adding vision to stuff. But the problem is your game design, your game engine, you've come across up to a limit. So you can't do that. So you've at tier 10 everything is already saturated. You can't keep stacking on to a hard stop ceiling that you've built into your game. That's not how it works.
No. Jimmy makes a good point there, because both teams have scouts. So what you're going to have is, if, for example, you've got two Sheridans with all the magic equipment to burn through, everybody gets... Imagine mines. Imagine being... Because you do see mines at tier 10. Yeah. It'll just be an open playing field. Everybody will be spotted before you even set off. You go, there you are, look, there you are.
I suppose it'll make Proc less campy, but I guess it's just a case of raid your scout down there and have all your TDs blast away at each other. I don't know.
It could be a turning point in the game where it's just scouts and TDs, and you have no heavies and mediums anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Well, it's like I always say, it's going to get released to the wild, so the players will have their vote. We'll figure out what goes on. I'm not going to speculate. Just from a game design aspect, it's kind of dopey. Regardless of what the meta turns out to be, the idea of it of continuing to push against the ceiling of your game design is stupid.
Yeah.
And your maps are small, and it just goes on and on. We'll find out.
Again, you could go into this into great depth. They could increase the size of the maps, makes it more viable, so and so. So right now, where they're at now, doing what they're doing, it's going to cause problems.
Yeah, Wonder Jar, I think they reduced. They're going to drop 10 meters off the EBRs. You're saying that you can still get to just about max, and that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, man. Car forever. What's happening, man? The purples get...
Yeah.
All right. What else we got, Pilgrim? You got anything else for the fine people out there? I think we've basically come to the end of this.
we've come to the end of what we could speculate on what the reward tank's going to be at the end of the anniversary, but I think.
Oh yeah. So your understanding. Go ahead, hit them with it.
Oh well, no. I went back onto the RU server and significantly also the EU forums.
Yeah.
Both forums now are starting to lean towards that the reward tank for the anniversary won't be a tier 10, but it'll be the Super Chappy, as you said last week, Guido. So you heard it first from Guido, but it was the Super Chappy is more than likely going to be the reward tank. It would have been nice to have the tier 10 for the 10-year anniversary.
I was willing to believe it, but I just didn't see there was no precedent for it other than its 10th anniversary tier 10 sort of. That was a thing.
It sort of rings a nice tune, doesn't it? Yeah. But what the Russian forums were saying is that the word super comes into it. So you had the Super Hellcat last year.
Yeah.
You had the
there you go.
T-52, didn't you? And so on and so on and so on. So, yeah.
So that's 5 keys, guys. You got to have the 5. My understanding is you're going to need the 5 keys.
5 keys, yeah.
Or will you? See, this is what we talked about.
Well, they haven't told you, have they?
In the past, we talked about this. This could be 2 separate things. In the past, you just had to have a yearly requirement. You had to be 8 years, 9 years, whatever it was to get the tank. There was a cutoff. And if it goes to form, that's what it would be this year. That seems separate than getting keys for a garage.
That's a good point, Guido. That's a good point because it's just clicked in my brain. Reading the Russian forums, they were talking the veteran reward.
Right.
The veteran reward, which says to me, given it was a translation, the people who have played the longest, the guys who've been 8-9 years playing it, will get the bigger reward, possibly, and then the smaller reward will, as you said last week, the smaller reward would go to.
And so, what's the prize with that kind of vague thing about 5 keys?
Yeah, exactly.
5 keys, opening up the old garage and find something quite valuable. That I think we may have 2 separate things. Whether it's a tier 10, I don't know, probably not, but it might be goodies. Who knows? What's in that? But I think it's 2 different things.
I've got a following. The guys are saying, defund the Pilgrim. Pilgrim lives matter. Thank you very much, guys. Love that a bit.
Pilgrim needs tea.
Defunding. Well, that's my 50 cents a week for doing this. Gone out the window then, hasn't it?
Well, all right, guys. I'm out of coffee, Pilgrim. You're probably out of tea, and I am. I think we've talked everything we can. I appreciate everybody coming by, man. There's a good crowd. 30 people viewing, so fantastic. Thanks for coming by.
Good. Thank you.
That's going to wrap it up for Coffee Talk Live. Anybody got any last minute questions? We'll just throw it out real quick. If anyone's got any questions for Guido or Pilgrim. Well, we'll have a great Saturday or Sunday. Sorry, Sunday, whatever day it is.
Yeah.
Wayne, thank you. All right. You got to wait because there's a bit of a delay.
Sure.
I got the contractor coming back again today. I'm in the middle of painting the house.
For your Tinternet?
Yeah, repainting and everything, getting everything finally finished from the bloody hurricane. I can stop crying.
Yeah, you were saying you didn't take great damage, but enough to, it causes you some.
It's all touch-up paint and caulking around the crown molding and some other crap that I have to take care of.
Todd's asking about the new equipment system. What's the best setup for the Tier 6 Arty? US.
I'm assuming it's going to be Rammer and whatever the GLD thing turned into.
Yeah. I think any Arty for any Arty.
Because I think the Arty is going to have a bonus slot for firepower. So I think the Arty's Rammer is actually going to have a bonus. So if you put put the Bounty or improved Rammer, then you get the bonus.
Okay, well that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm lowering my house. It's gonna. All right, yeah, I got my windows. Tint, yeah, we got to tint it out. All right, that's it for me. Done from the left side of the Atlantic. Thanks for coming by, guys.
I'm from the correct side. I'm from the correct side. All the best, guys. Thank you.
See you guys.